Back here live at the Waterfront Village with my friend, the zombie, Jonathan. You're looking good. Jonathan just got an awesome face paint job. What do you think?
I make turtles.
It's now time for Big D Energy with four-time Stanley Cup champ Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule. Live on the Woodward Sports Network, 99.1 and 93.5 The Roar, the Woodward Sports app, and anywhere you listen to podcasts. Let's talk some sports. It's Big D Energy.
What up, though? Welcome back to Big D Energy. I'm EZ filling in for the golden voice of Neil Rule, and of course, my tag team partner, the four-time Stanley Cup champion,
Big D in the house on this hump day. Yeah. So it's going to be a fired-up show today. Fired-up show today, EZ. You got your big baller brand.
Yes.
Speak easy, baby.
Yeah, easy, baby.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
He made my whole thing like tagline. I had to buy this to make that happen.
Oh, yeah, of course you bought it. He didn't give it to you. No, that's not how the balls work. Anyways, how are you today?
To be fair, he did do a little same thing as you, Sam. 180 for me. The media portrayed him as a d-bag a little bit, but then you realize he's kind of like a solid dad. You know, pushes boys to what they would dream of being.
Got talented athletes, and I think that the method of the madness, and especially in the cancel culture and the participation trophy age, he did it a little bit different. Now, I don't agree with all of his tactics, and it was a lot of look at me. But what it is that if you look at his sons, don't judge them by the father. You know, I would hopefully my son Griffin McCarty doesn't get judged by his dad. He's his own man. And I think when it comes to Alonzo and especially the mellow and stuff like this, Alonzo's like balls out. I mean, he's a player.
Oh, yeah.
He's a pro baller. And I think that a lot of times, I know with my son, it reminds me is that he learned by what his dad did and what he didn't want to do, right?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the ways that's the way the Ball family rolls. So, hey, it is what it is. But what you did, EZ, is you circumvented your own information, right? You didn't let everything else, which in today is outside noise, and you made your own opinion.
Yeah.
So what it is what it is. That's a great lesson to be learned.
Yeah, big show today though. We had the Darren McCarty bobblehead night last night at the LCA, and of course, there was a brawl at the end of the game.
That wasn't a brawl. Gosh darn it,
an almost
guys.
Brawl.
That wasn't a brawl. Can you see the bobblehead and the?
We gotta do it because you're grabbing it. I'll grab it if you want.
I see. Hold on.
Look at that.
Watch. You want to know kayfabe? Can't show you the screenshot because the TV's broke. So we can't do that, but we'll show you right here. And can you do a close-up at all?
Yeah.
Because if anybody who got this bobblehead, shout out to everybody who was down there. I tell everybody, if you look at the nose, right? If you look at the nose, it's broken, just like this one. And when they pay attention to your nose, they care.
Yeah.
So I got that. In fact, thank you. Great in and out of the camera. But in fact, for everybody that was down there, thank you. Adam, I have a bobblehead for you, bud. Everybody in here gets one.
Hell yeah.
And out there today and tomorrow, I'm going to let the boys settle it up, but we're going to give away one of these bobbleheads to today's show. And here's the game today. We're going to combine. And this is what we like to do with the people. So Tammy Chin, who is obviously there, and we know, and she's always in there hammering the smash the like button. So I will let you know once the likes get to 100, what that is the confirmation. That is to get into the game, and then I will release the game to you, and somebody will win this bobblehead today, tomorrow, and then if you're coming downtown, for all the parties, whether it's at the Brass Rail or at the Michigan Amphitheater where we will be broadcasting, we're giving away some bobbleheads down there. You get one on their show and two on ours. So if you haven't got one, if you want one, like you said, the box is pretty cool. It's got all the grind line guys
on there too.
it. Obviously, your stats and a little bit something about everybody. So somebody asked me, this is the sixth compilation. I think the sixth bobblehead that I've had.
Yeah.
And the evolution of bobbleheads.
Yeah.
Because if you go back to like the first rendition is where you really notice is the facials and the heads. And I think with the 3D printing and everything these days, they can get to like my hair is even good.
Yeah.
Like it's sort of like the way my hair is. I wish they would have, took a little bit more off the sides. But no, as the bobbleheads go, this rendition is awesome.
Joey Two Times said it looks like Paul Walker. So I think he's just saying you're handsome, D-Mac.
Well, you know what? I appreciate that, Joey, 2 times. Let's. Good thing I don't drive fast like Mr. Walker. Rest in peace. But I will take that compliment. This is a younger D-Mac, the Paul Walker edition. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
The Paul Walker edition. But yeah, so stay tuned. Let's get it to 100 likes. Oh, by the way, even though Neil's out, looks like Jake Wegner to the party, yo!
Oh yeah,
off to the party, good. So Dabber third today. Luis, you were up there, so I like the fact that the family's in there to get busy. So, yeah, to your point, I agree. It was a fitting end to the game.
Yeah,
but more so than not that. It was my bobblehead night, and it's funny because I ran into some people that I hadn't seen in years on my bobblehead night, which like I'd run into over the years at certain event nights.
Yeah.
The show, grinder shows and stuff like this. So that's always great for me. And then I got to remember, D-Mac, you're 50. Oh, yeah. Me, Ozzy, and Maltz will be 50 this year. Drapes is already 50. He'll be 51. He's the oldest, so don't worry about it. You never have to worry. Drapes is always the oldest. But it was really, really cool in the way that game ended.
Yeah.
It goes down to, remember what we did not see and I got upset about with the Raymond issue and Larkin? Well, you know what that tells me at the end of the game and the Boston, the rivalry, though, is that it might have been addressed. And it might have been addressed in the room by Dylan or whatever, just saying that's, unacceptable in the Ottawa game or whatever. But that's what I'd like to see. Yeah, it wasn't old school brawling and stuff like this, 5-on-5s. If you want to see a great old school, go to like 1990 Boston Gardens, Wings and Bruins. Proby ran the goalie, or he ended up choking Jeff Lazarowicz out, or whatever, the 5-on-5 brawl going off the ice. So that's a real brawl. But it was fun being down there. Big win.
Yes.
Right? I said it before the game. You're looking at these games for different guys. And you know what happened last night? The big key, and we're going to talk to the Detroit Red Wings own Daniella Bruce in the 12 o'clock hour to get it down. I needed to see a lot. They're going to put that third line together, Rasmussen, Ernie, and the new guy, Sundqvist. They were all over the ice. Rasmussen scored, but they were very effective. So good sights to see. And Boston's right in that play. Boston needed that win bad. So for the fact that Detroit can play spoilers throughout the season, the rest of the year with these games left, gives you something to play for. But the atmosphere was rocking last night.
Yeah, I mean, it's about Darren McCarty bobblehead night. He's got to be rocking. Yeah, fitting ending the game, and then of course Daniella Bruce we have on today in the 12 o'clock hour, as D-Mac said. We'll also be talking about Akil Baddoo, a little bit Tigers, and Chris Illich gave our guy Al Avila the go to make that trade. So maybe he's been held back a little bit. Maybe that's why Al hasn't really been.
Well, we're going to address this, and what I see is this is the opportunity for Al Avila to go telling people that before now going. What we sort of suspected as fans is going, well, Al's handcuffed. Chris won't let him do things.
Yeah.
But now Al is saying, no, maybe I was in the past for certain things that we thought we wanted. But in this case, I think the quote was, if you and AJ, speaking to Al Avila, think we need this guy, do what you need to do to get him.
Yeah.
That's a winning. That's culture mentality that's sort of changing. And not only because of the deal and because of the player that we got, but that's what the conversations you like to hear between your owners and your GM when you're improving.
Hell yeah. I feel like, too, from Chris Illich's standpoint, like maybe they did need to balance the books out for a minute there because they went hard in the 2010s run there trying to win a championship. And maybe it's like, we need to balance these books out a little bit. And now, obviously, we're in a position where we look like we're going to win some games. And he's ready to go again.
So that's the name of the game, right?
Yeah.
That's what the name of the game is. So it's great to see.
1,000%. Of course, from Monday, we're going to carry in you guys' Jared Goff debate a little bit. Is he the guy? And if he is the guy, does that make you concerned for Brad Holmes and the Lions organization? Do we have faith in them still, if that's the case?
Well, we're going to tap into sort of that conversation.
Yeah.
I want people, because what it's leading up to is a full show tomorrow with our NFL insider, guru, everything, Mr. Scott Bischoff. He will be sitting in the chair for the show. We're going to talk draft. We're going to talk free agency. We're going to have this conversation about the quarterback and Jared Goff and about what he sees moving forward in the future. If, I guess the question is the question I hear around town is that the Lions, they've done this for so long, and they got to show me more stuff consistently to know this is different. And my attitude is, wait a sec, I've been in this abusive relationship forever, and now I'm finally realized I'm getting treated nice. I don't care about if it's gonna all be smoke and mirrors. I like the fact I'm getting treated differently right now and nice. So I'm not worried about the end game. I'm worried about this journey, and it'll be interesting to speak with Scott Bischoff about the journey, because this is what it is. Here's where you have to love your situation. It doesn't matter what Brad Holmes, what Dan Campbell, what they say right now. Look at the contract. The contract tells you that it's, hey, put up and get paid. The decision right now, whether Goff is your quarterback or not, doesn't have to be made till after this season, which, again, why we have the clock. It seems to be more apparent that when this clock runs out from 17 to 34 games and it's the end of the season, we're going to know where we're at. And I think it's the same lines, Easy, if you follow me, as much as I wanted Hard Knocks last year, I'm more excited for it now this year.
Why is that?
Free agency, well, just because of the maturity of the organization and what I want to the nation transpose of what we're building in there, because at the end of the season, it seemed like the coach, everybody sort of got on the same page. So now we're moving in. But, I wanted it before, but then the way the beginning of last season started, it would have been too much turmoil.
I'm with you.
In saying that, right, in moving forward, I think with Jared Goff, that's what they're trying to say. Now's the perfect time. But going into free agency and making that splash and sort of going after these quarterbacks and kicking tires on the Deshaun Watson, the Russell Wilsons that were available this year, and making your team better quarterback next year's when it put up or shut up, because I believe that when the clock runs out,
17:34.
this is where you're going to say, oh, man, I'm so happy that Brad Holmes is making decisions. Now what are we going to do? So I sort of correlate the two the same.
Yeah, I'm with you, because although I do think, and this is just my personal opinion, I can't say it's fact or not, that I want the quarterback this year to sit him and groom him, and that we cut Goff as soon as the year starts next year. Your clock is right on schedule, because Jared Goff still could be, snipped at the end of the year or the beginning of next season, and then we draft a quarterback. So I can be fast forwarding a bit. Your clock is actually exactly on time.
No, I think that it's becoming more apparent that it's on time. Again, it's speculation from what it's seeing building. Absolutely, beginning next year, we're going to start the Red Wing clock.
Yeah.
Right, and that one's a little bit different because it's got different checkpoints to what they've done. The big thing for the Red Wings, and we'll talk to Daniella Bruce later, is what they do between the end of the season and the draft, right? So that's more, right? And that's where we're at with the Lions right now. And we see them kicking tires. We see them making little moves. We see them spending the money, but they're spending it cheaply and spending it where it's affordable. It's economical.
Yeah.
Right? It's economical. They're going in. They're using their coupons. Right, they're using their rebates. They're going through the lines. They realize that there's a special, on buy 4 get 1 free. They're utilizing all this right now. Why? Because they have to.
Yeah.
Next year they can go, into the bougie aisle and get the distilled liquid death water or whatever at $6, a can, whatever it is. It's the option. So it's just sort of leading it where it goes, and it's just sort of leading you guys where we're going. The Woodward Sports Network team. A little update. Going into the first break, we have 53 likes. When we hit 100, I will tell you not only how you can win a bobblehead here today, and you know what? It would be preference if you were not at the game, so we can give it to somebody maybe who's wasn't in access of it. But if you're down at opening day. Yes, opening day, which is Friday. This is Wednesday, 48 hours. That's only 2 sleeps away. That's how we used to do it. 2 sleeps away for opening day. The Woodward Sports to the Brass Rail, 8 to 10. Come on over to Big D Energy before the game, 11 to 1 p.m. at the Michigan Amphitheater. Neil Rule, myself, Sammy Flannel, Spence will be there. And then back over to the game, then over to the Brass Rail to catch Ryan Armani, Braylon Edwards, and Maz to finish off the game. They'll be giving away bobbleheads at all 3 venues, so that'll be cool. But we look forward to seeing you down there. I look forward to the keg holding competition that the Woodward Heavyweights, my FB crew, will be involved in. Terry Foster has made that more than apparent. So if you want to be part of the biggest opening day, because we haven't had one in like 3 years proper, I will see you downtown Friday. Woodward Sports Network, Big D Energy, everybody will be there. We hope to see you too. Woodward Sports, we'll be right back.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
You know me, we say it all along. Here we go. Guardian Alarm, they get it. Guardian Alarm, your local security experts. Yes. State of the art, 24/7, no matter what. Right from the phone, lights, temperatures, house on fire, or the deadly silent killer carbon monoxide. Wow. I've been telling you all along because Guardian Alarm, they're with us every step of the way here on Woodward Sports. And if you want to be part of the Guardian Alarm Woodward Sports family, you can too. But I need you to call. Here's the number, 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out.
In case nobody heard it, in case nobody in the back, it's a Wednesday. We're heading downtown. We need everybody up and ready. 1-800.
Stay out. Get out of my house.
Yeah! I think they got it. Stay out of the house. Guardian Alarm, your local security expert. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you. Welcome to Keyworth Stadium, Hamtramck, Michigan, home of Detroit City Football Club. Woodward Sports Network, all about the people.
What up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Big D Energy. I'm your boy EZ, golden voice of the world. And of course, I'm joined by the four-time Stanley Cup champion, Darren McCarty. We got Flannel Sam in the booth, or Sam Flannel, however you see fit. And my guy, my tag team partner, Big Spence, in the TD booth. And what you guys saw was we went this past Saturday to the DCFC game, and boy, man, it was wild, man. Spence, what was your take? What's your takeaway from like the fans and the experience?
Oh man, it was live. I had a great time. We had a lot of fun. It was, it was my first DCFC match, so had a great time there. Can't wait to go back. Got some swag. We were sitting in the owner's booth for a little bit, eating some free pizza, drinking some free beers, politicking with the brass. So that was a lot of fun, and I can't wait to go back.
Yeah, it was really cool getting to meet like Sean Mann. Like that's kind of crazy because like we're so like ruckus and wild. For us to like I guess be like rubbing shoulders with the owner of the club. Like that was pretty cool. Yeah. And like now we got some, like you said, we got some swag now. Like I'm ready to join the DCFC Army next time we go. Neil, if you're listening, or Sean, if you're listening, I can't wait to come back. Of course, these guys play again today. Yeah, there we are. There's myself, Big Spence. a.k.a. Spinmo Rex, Kung Fu Spinny, alongside Sean Mann, co-owner of the DCFC. Those chants, man, I would love to share them with you guys on air, but they include some swear words in there.
Yeah, you can't. They're all swear words.
Yeah.
And they're all awesome. And you know what? What you have to do next time is when you're there for a 4 o'clock match, you got to be over at Foley Warehouse. You got to leave at 3 o'clock with the flags, with the march, and walking through the city. That was a big draw for Detroit City, and the little backstory of it is the coach for Memphis was somebody who started the culture and the program. He's very well respected in the DCFC community, as getting them, to where they were, to where Trevor James has them now. So there is respect, except they're going to go hard at him for the 90 minutes in the pitch, and that's what I love. I love the passion down there. The songs, you get used to it. You saw the one where people moving back and forth. That's the Tetris. We're waving that's the song called Tetris. So you get a part of it, and that's the big thing. It's for anybody and everybody, right? And I think they do it. Whether you're red, yellow, black, white, no matter what you believe in or whatever, you would be a part of DCFC and a part of the city. And I don't know if you guys noticed it at all. And you guys got sort of gypped a little bit. You got to pop the red smoke there, and that was cool and stuff like this. But you got to learn. So this is what I learned from Andrea, who's head of the Northern Guard, and God bless Andrea, Ron, and all your crew down there that put things together. But because they moved up to the United States League, there's different rules about if the club would get fined if there's a stoppage for smoke from the fans. So they let the smoke off earlier, right? They do the red. So I believe that they're playing. They play last night, or they're playing this week, but it's not a league game, so it's a match game. So the Northern Guard's going to send off the smoke like I did the one day when I was there last year, because we caused a smoke stoppage, and that's awesome when the pitch is all full of smoke and they can't play. So
that is awesome.
It just goes to show. And this is what I mean, right? And this is what I said. Hey, you got to go with the rules, and you support your team, and you're not trying to be a deficit, but you're going to support and do everything you can. And it's just really cool to be a part of it, because I could just imagine playing in Joe Louis and 20,000 people, how their energy can affect you as a player. That's 100% true.
Yeah.
So, absolutely. You can vibe. If you're looking for that vibe and they're willing to give it to you, that's the way energy is. It's out there.
Yeah.
And you can grab it. And negative energy is the same way, where you have to learn not to avoid it, because you can get caught in the middle of it too. So
it's like road games. If they're booing you guys, would that affect you?
What's that?
Back in the day, like road games, where they're booing the wings coming in.
No, because here's the thing. No, because when you learn that they only boo you if you're good.
Yeah.
Right? But the fact is that boo is the road cheer. So the more they boo, it's like I'm back at Joe
Feeding off
Louis,
of it.
and that's my people cheering for me. Right? That means that, so it's all for, right? The more you boo me, the more I know that my people are cheering me. And the more you're booing me is more that I know that I'm doing a good job. If you're not booing me, that means that I must not be doing a good job or being involved in the game, or if visiting team fans haven't pointed me out or picked me out, then I'm not a part of the game. Then I'm not affecting their experience in a negative way, like I should be.
Yeah.
Or if it's our fans, in a positive way.
That's a great point. And one thing too to say about the DCFC fans, now I'm talking about booing. That's one thing I don't think they did. I don't think they booed the other guys. It was all just positive energy for their guys.
There is a few songs, but it's not on a guy's name. It's like you and you. This guy on the other team, he stinks. This guy on the other team, our guy's great. Your guy stinks. You know what I mean? Not personal.
It's
just that they do it so well, and I just love the fact, because you got to imagine that from the minute you leave the Folding Warehouse at 3, the people with the microphones are screaming commands, screaming chants, getting everybody going, to when they get to the stadium, then they climb up on their posts, and they're screaming more, and they're screaming more, and they're singing, and they're screaming, and absolutely. Right there. There's a great example. Through the whole game, it's amazing that they have the voice left, but it's the energy and the vibe and the feeling, and you guys got to experience that. And to me, as much as anything is, as the consistent, that's that's Woodward sports. That's, what the city of Detroit to me is all about.
Yeah.
And right now these guys are the best fan base, but I think all of us can be a part because we could all be the same fan base. See, I'm a fan of every sporting team in this city.
Yeah.
Right? I want to take my Northern Guard, my DCFC fandom, and influx it into my Red Wing fandom a little bit, and influx it into my Lions fandom, and then influx it into my Tigers fandom, my Pistons fandom, and have that appreciation and that sort of, the journey. It's all about the journey instead of the destination. And to what we're talking about all the time, that's the fan's superpower, EZ. That's your superpower as a fan, is that unconditional love for a player, and I'm one of them, but then you get a bobblehead and then you get to share. So as much as I love it, I love what it means to everybody else. And it's these pictures and the brotherhood right here to be able to do, the fact that it's like the 4 of 4 of the bobblehead line, that's the stuff that pops me.
Yeah.
That's the stuff that I see the appreciation. And plus it's I shouldn't say that Joey's bobblehead will beat up all the rest of our bobbleheads, but as far as it's better than Drapes and Zamaltas.
Yeah, I wish all of Lions fans went at the games. Everyone that's in crowd was like the DCFC team. Because in football, you're drawing those offsides.
But here's the thing: so when I say don't tell me right or wrong, tell me why.
Yeah.
But you know the why.
Yeah.
Because they're totally in two different atmospheres as far as winning culture and losing culture.
Very true.
Right. So, as the Lions, right, were DCFC's winning culture, now they stepped up, and to hear all the fans say, "Man, this is awesome because it's competition."
Yeah.
I don't know how many times in the past we run over guys, we leave at half as 5-0. No, they're playing the big boys. They're playing the men. You see that. You see this watching free kicks and a guy putting it exactly where he wanted. You see corner kicks and different things like that. More of stuff you see on TV from the pros, from the Premier League and stuff like that. So that tells you, but the fans are all behind it. So what we hope for, EZ, is when the Lions start showing us these winning games, or the fact that what we think is going to happen on the field, then us as fans will give them that DCFC love.
For you, city.
There it is. Could you imagine? Even outside before the game, getting everybody ramped up for the field.
Sleeping in Detroit.
Yeah,
no one sleeping tonight. Wake the F up.
Yeah, my city.
Yeah.
City.
Oh, man, it was so awesome.
Fight. Right, exactly. Imagine doing that all through outside Ford Field. And here's the thing. Having the teams that are coming in believe that, oh, my gosh, we don't want to go through. One of the things you missed was the pregame speech by the Northern Guard outside before we walked in, and it said that, that the coach who had come from DCFC had his whole team in a meeting telling them about the Northern Guard, saying you'll never experience anything in a road game. You'll never have anything like it.
That's
These
crazy.
Guys, so what I'm saying is that's real.
Yeah.
So if you don't think that's real, and you should be proud of that. It's the same thing as when Claude Lemieux said he doesn't remember finishing the March 26th game after me pummeling him and me saying, good, I'm glad. You didn't deserve. You finished it. But that's just the gravity of the situation, the gravity of the fandom. So again, if you haven't been down to Hamtramck DCFC and you're looking for it, and it was cool because I met a few people that are fans of the show that had gone down there for the first time just because we've been talking about it.
No way.
Yeah, so
that's dope.
Look for me or look for the FB crew, the Woodward heavyweights down there, and I love it.
No, 1,000%.
I love it.
And to be honest,
that's a big part of this city and moving the culture forward. So thank you, Northern Guard. Thank you, DCFC, everything you do. We'll keep doing it next week. We'll have another guest in for DCFC Wednesday, but we want to keep this tradition going. I thought it'd be a good one without our ringleader here.
Yeah, and just real quick, too, I want to challenge all the Detroit Lions fans and anyone who's listening to the show to go to a game. Next time that we go to a game, I will make sure to invite everybody to come out there and let them know that we're going to be there because, I'm telling you, it's turned up. It's fun. But real quick, I want to break real quick and tell you guys about the sports marketing agency, the SMA. SMA has been leveraging pro athletes and other notables for a decade against issues around mental health and substance use disorder. With the help of NFL alumni Sean Jordan, he's been able to save lives and take a stance against these issues. The Sports Marketing Agency podcast, This is the F Word, is a series on fentanyl. If you are struggling with substance abuse or mental health, they're here to help. And please, please know anyone if you're struggling with that stuff, that there are people willing here to help. There's people who've been in your shoes, and there's people who've walked that storm and made it out. And use anything to help you, man, because it's a tough journey, and that's why I think people like this exist. They want to help you guys. Go to thesportsma.com. Again, that's thesportsma.com. This is Woodward Sports, Big D and G. We'll be right back.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
You asked for it and we listen. The Seafood Festival is back at Big Boy, including a Friday night seafood buffet. Catch it while you can, available at participating locations until April 24th. Also available, the new fish sandwich. We'll see you at Big Boy.
I will sing for you, city, till you finish the fight.
Fight.
Na, 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 na. I gotta go over
You
all the
don't need
words.
to. You're not up on the stand yet. I got the lyrics in my pocket, but next time you're down there,
Yeah.
and anybody I encourage is that where these wonderful, loud people are standing on their perches,
Yeah.
they have hymn books.
Oh, that's what those are?
Yeah.
I thought those were like the lineups, like the starting
See,
lineup
there
and
you
stuff
go,
like
thinking
that.
again, easy. Instead
hey.
of asking questions. That's why I ask questions. But no, I didn't get it there, but I've had this. It stays in my
It's in your wallet, yeah.
stays in my wallet.
So what is it? I will sing for you, city, till you finish the fight.
Yeah, I was thinking for you, city, till you finish the fight. Gonna be a party in Detroit. No one's sleeping tonight.
Wake
Nah,
the F up. Yeah.
Yep.
It's turned up.
Absolutely. So you can practice your hems too. You
Yes.
know the words. But I liked your effort. You came out hot. They'd have you in there.
Dude, it just pumps you up. It's infectious, man. It really is.
It is. Everybody, like I said, Tetris is my favorite because it's a full interaction and
Yeah.
it's a workout. And it's a moving dance machine. It's sort of like the Movement Fest downtown Detroit, if you like that.
Yes, and downtown Detroit is where we'll be Friday for opening day. The owner of the Detroit Tigers, Chris Illich, sounds like he is all the way into because he's the one that let the leash off our guy, Al Avila, to go and make the trade for Austin Meadows. Here's a quote from Al Avila himself. It says, "I've got to thank Chris Illich. He allowed it to happen. He said, if you and AJ think you need him, go and get him." And that they did. And now Austin Meadows is now the newest Detroit Tigers outfielder. 27 home runs last year. People say he had issues with lefties. Shout out to Rahilio for educating us that it's not really a big issue for us because there are only really 3 lefties in the division. So I think that's good. But the fact that Chris Illich is bought in, I think we're ready to get on another role here. We talked about in the beginning of the show for, I guess, actually competing. For
I think what this quote tells me is, like I said earlier, 2 things. What we thought was true. This is Al Avila's way of sort of saying, yeah, I was handcuffed or sort of not given the free rein as maybe Mr. Yzerman, Mr. Weaver, Mr. Holmes were. But in this case, I think the quote was, if you and AJ Hinch, believe that we need this guy, then do what you need to do to get him. The quote that I read or whatever reminded me of, it's like his old man used to say, the Mike Illich, is whatever we need. Especially when we weren't dealing with the salary cap era in hockey. We were just trying to win. Hence the Hall of Fame team in 2002, and you could put Luke Robitaille and Brett Hull and Dominic Hasek and trade for them in the pretty much the same season. That's sort of the way that it works out that way. But I love, I love this because this means that everybody's working together towards the same goal. And maybe in the past, where Chris Illich didn't care as much, that's the persona. But we don't know that. We can only say that, hey, this team's getting better. You look at the starting pitch, and you look at, the Riley Greens, the Torkelsons, the young guys. You look at the way this lineup's shaping out. So the biggest thing is I'm trying to figure is 76 wins, like that guys would have to be hurt. Mm-hmm. I mean, it doesn't seem like that, right? It seems like they're in this division. What is a wild card team? 92 wins, 95 wins. You know what I'm saying? This division is going to beat up each other. So I don't know. And when you're making moves like this, or you're telling your GM, hey, you know what, kick the tires on that, see if it's happening, that's a positive.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, well, I can't do anything. So I think half of this quote is Al saying, yeah, I have been handcuffed, but also saying, yeah, I'm not anymore.
Yeah, I think it also plays to the fact that Illich knows he's in the window right now. He doesn't have to pay Manning, Mize, Skubal, Green, Torque. He doesn't have to give those guys contracts yet. So you're going to bring in more younger guys. You're going to go out. You're going to pay for Baez. You're going to go out. You're going to pay for Erod. And hopefully next year they're going to go out. They're going to pay for somebody else. They're going to pay for a big name outfielder because you have the money available now before you got to pay all these young guys.
Well, the big elephant in the room, or not in the room, is what, 2 years, and Miggy's contract comes off the books, which allows you. There's 2 guys probably going to take Miggy money.
Yep.
Right? But again, they got to, which way are you going to go? It gives you time to shoot that direction. I think, what have we been begging for in Detroit in that lineup? Left-handed power.
Yep.
Right? So I will take, like you said, Easy, I will take if he struggles against lefties, well, there's only 3 in the league. How many times is he going to face these guys? Now he's going to face relievers, and I believe he's a pro.
Yeah.
And you don't hit that well. What does A.J. Hinch do? A.J. Hinch uses his lineup real well as far as, hiding guys from their flaws, at least not being able to other teams to overly expose them. I like this move. I like what they gave up or lack of what they gave up, and it's a prove it. And here's the thing. Aceti Paredes he's a pro player, but he wasn't. He's
still developing.
What's that?
He's still developing. The guy we traded, Paredes?
Yeah, but he wasn't in our plan.
Yeah, exactly.
He wasn't in our plans. He's going to be an extra guy. So if you're not going to use him, right, and you can get somebody that you're going to use, the biggest thing is left-handed power. Bing, 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 check the box.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we were missing with right field at Comerica Park and stuff like this. So I got a feeling this guy's going to deposit a few of them in there.
Do you think any of this has to do with the fact that report that came out that he was one of the four owners to vote against the luxury tax during the league negotiations? You think that's another reason why Chris is probably going all in? Same way we're seeing with the Miami Dolphins, kind of like.
No, because if you're going to vote against it, then that's way bigger money than you're ever worried about your image or whatever like that. That's not to do it. What is to do it is to realize that the Torkelsons and Greens through training camp are further along, that your team is further along to win, that now's the time to do it. I think it's more of a reality check. I don't think A and B, the other thing's business.
Yeah.
It's not. It's looking at it business-wise. So even as he looks at it, he's still looking at it business-wise.
Yeah.
But this is good business.
I think so, too. I said at the beginning of the show, I think a little bit of this is business-wise, too, is like, hey, they were paying so much money beforehand. It took a little minute, to catch back up on stuff. And now it seems like they're ready to go back all in again. And I like that. You have the Detroit Lions clock. What's your clock for the Tigers?
I haven't set it yet. But it's going to get set quicker this year because here's the thing: if they keep making moves and putting that, give me a month of the season to see where guys are at, to see what Riley Green is.
The team really
Baseball's 162 games, right? It's not a seasonal thing, but I'll tell you this: by All-Star break, you'll know in direction of how fast you're going and how quickly you're upgrading by not only what you have is the key guys. I think Raj Rogelio said it yesterday. You look at what Tarek Skubal's doing. And as a lefty and as a power and there's just something different. Like, man, this guy's special. Mm-hmm. So can they bring this stuff out of training camp and be consistent? So, and here's the first, I think I was looking at the schedule. I think it's like first 60 games. It's a tough schedule because they got the Yankees and Boston and the White Sox and KC and, they got some tough games. So see if you can get through the first 60 games or first 60 games with 100 left and you're right around 500, that's absolute positive. But what you don't want to see is what you've seen with the Red Wings this year and to come out and be building, look good, and then it's just smoke and mirrors. I don't think it is. I think that they're corralling talent. You know? Al Avila's corralling talent. And now that you see the owner, this to me might send a little bit of a awareness, not a shock wave, but just sort of, Detroit's
they're
back into the mix. That's probably not a good thing.
Yeah,
so that's how I look at it.
Exactly, I'm totally down. Sam, you've been you excited over there. What do you guys say?
I mean, this Austin Meadows move is really the best part about it is that before the season, everybody was super excited. Yeah, the Tigers could be really good. They got a lot of young players. Everyone's excited for opening day. And then Riley Green breaks his foot and is out for 6 to 8 weeks. And I know a lot of us were like, oh, crap. Like, here we go again. Mm-hmm. And we could have easily just punted on the first 6 to 8 weeks. But then Alavila, with the permission from Illich, just goes and gets an Austin Matthews, who is a very good, like a bridge player. I mean, last year was a little bit overrated because he only hit .234 and his OBP was .315. But his 2019 season, he was an all-star. I don't know if he made the all-star team, but he put up all-star numbers. And the outfield is a need for the Tigers. They need more depth. They need more left-handed power hitting, for example. That's perfect. So that's the thing, kind of a replacement for Riley Green. But when Riley Green does come back, Austin Meadows will be a very valuable piece in the outfield.
Absolutely. Here's the thing, right? Where I think that we were fortuitous to pick him off because, like you said, last year he turned into more of a platoon guy or fourth outfielder with Tampa Bay. And Tampa Bay, who is pretty snug and tight to the salary cap and stuff like this, they have these guys that leak out of their system that they can develop in different ways that they use. And usually it's pitching. Because Tampa Bay is notoriously known for developing pitches and stuff like this, and to have that team the way it is. So to the scouting staff to know that this guy was out there and there might be this opportunity, but also too because of Tampa where they're at, it's too many balls in the bowl, and then one's got to fall out, and they're taking a chance that this is the one guy. This is what happens in sports on a way lesser level, not giving out a contract and stuff, but when you experience things here in Detroit, and I'll say like the Marian Hossa, Johan Franzen.
I remember that.
Right? After who you going to go with after the 08 season, after we win the Cup and Franzen wins it, right? And this is the high end for the contract. Who's going to get the contract?
Yeah.
Or after 09, after we lost, sorry. And you go with Franzen. Now in hindsight, because of concussions and everything else, you should have gone with Hossa. This is a lesser level, but it's sort of like they got a couple guys in the outfield, a couple expendable guys like Austin Meadows that they could do.
We have officially reached the 100-like plateau.
Ooh. Well, you know what? I'm going to officially do this read, and at the end of this read, so listen up. Congratulations at 11:42. We've hit the 100. So that just tells me that you guys can do it. You guys can do it for us, and let's try to make this every day. But mybookie.com, absolutely. Best way to place your bets is mybookie.com. Go there today, enter the promo code Woodward. Yes, when you sign up for free money. Yes, up to $1,000, up to 100% of your deposit, up to $1,000 for free. Yes, for free. Just for entering Woodward when you sign up for my bookie account. Plus, you can bet on anything from wrestling to soccer to the major sports. You can bet the over Tigers 76. You can bet anything, anytime, anywhere with mybookie.com. Problem with gambling? Call the Michigan Gambling Hotline, 1-800-270-7117. Here it is. The first one to enter my name and my favorite color in the chat wins the bobblehead. Right here. We'll be right back. Big D Energy.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
6 dark corners, a driveway and a patio. 5 windows that could become doors. Every house has unique security challenges. Guardian Alarm has more tech, more team, and more ways to help keep them all safe. Get a professionally designed and installed security and smart home system from Guardian Alarm. Sign up today and get a free video device. Guardian Alarm. Smart right from the start. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT.
See it.
It's a Woodward heavyweight. The most qualified person at Woodward Sports, one of the most qualified people. I have my fellow co-host, Big Spence, a.k.a. Kung Fu Spinny. But to tell you guys about the best food. The Seafood Festival is back at Big Boy and includes a Friday night seafood buffet. It goes until April 24th. Catch it. I hate being so corny like that. But catch it while you can. They have fish and chips, fish fry, popcorn shrimp, and pike perch. New fish sandwich, and it's available at all participating locations. Find it now at Big Boy Seafood Festival. Let's get down. Now, we got to get down.
We got it in the chat right here.
All right.
So, D-Mac, your favorite color is black, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Tony D was the first one in the chat to say black and D-Mac. So
all right. Do you want to handle this? You want to give him an email and stuff?
Yeah. Tony D, you can email me at Spencer@woodwardsports.com. That's Spencer, SPENCER @woodwardsports.com. Shoot me an email, shoot me your information, and I'll get that sent out to you. Appreciate all you guys for participating, and come back in tomorrow, and we'll do the same thing.
Congrats,
and thank
Tony.
you. Hey, that was awesome. I felt like I was back in the ring there. The way my name just came down the chat thread. That was so good. The colors and stuff like this. I thought it was rapid fire.
There you go, Tony D.
Can you see it? I signed it.
Oh, yeah.
It says to Tony G. It says to Tony D. Big D Energy, baby. So there's your Big D Energy bobblehead. I'm going to leave it on here. Tune back tomorrow. And then if you're downtown for the parties, I got a couple that I'm giving away on our show, and I'm going to give one to give away on the other shows too. But I thank everybody for appreciating. Now, if you wonder why, and it's just a little caveat, I signed it on the box. I will only sign it on the bobblehead if you bring it to me out of the box. I'm not taking your thing out of the box and doing it. I am lazier than Neil Rule when it comes to signing autographs. So that gives you, in case, and also too is that in case you wanted it to keep it or whatever, I believe, like some people, I'm a rip it out of the box, toys guy, stuff like this. But then that's why, being the hoarder that I am, I probably have ripped through like the hundreds of $1,000s worth of merch, stuff like that I shouldn't have done.
Yeah, I can see it.
But I don't care because it's not about the dollar.
I might be more scared you break it. You're pretty rough.
That's a good point too, Easy. That's a good point too. Stick comes out too.
That's pretty sweet.
Well, it is pretty sweet because it's like they almost gave me my own dab tool. So, I mean, here and further, my stick and stuff like this, it really does have wax on the blade. You know how we used to put the wax on the blade?
Yeah.
When you taped your stick, right? You used to put wax. They have this wax that they put like
on surfboards,
do whatever to keep the tape down or whatever. Now I do have wax on my bobblehead blade, but it's not that kind of wax. It works out good. So, I mean, everything.
Big shout out to everybody participating and getting us to 100 likes. And like D-Mac said, now we know you guys can do it. Because that was pretty quick. That was before the second hour even started, man. We even have like 200 people in the chat. We hit it. But we're going to keep talking a little bit of baseball because my guy Kung Fu Spinny put Akil Baddoo in the prep sheet. I got to say, is that one of your favorite? Is that your Tiger? Is he your guy?
Right now, that's my guy. I love me some Baddoo, man. What he did last year, he comes on the scene out of nowhere. I got the homer right here. This is the homer he hit last night. Just taking him deep, taking him right field, right over the wall, looking beautiful. And obviously, we all know what happened last year. First pitch, first at bat, he goes deep with his parents in the stands. You just got to love it. I love a story like this. A guy, people gave up on. He was a Rule 5 guy. Got him out of the Rule 5 draft. Nobody wanted him. He comes to Detroit. He's putting up numbers. He brings that electricity. He brings the speed. He brings the power. He's got the swaggy bat drop. That's my favorite part. Is the bat flip.
No, the helmet. The other day he stole second, and on his pop-up, his helmet came up, and he caught it at the same time. It was so cool. He's got the swaggy D going.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely.
He's got this. And you know what, Spence? There's a prime example of a kid, right, that believed in himself and has put in the work.
For sure.
Right? All this stuff, if you ask him, if you talk to him, and you see the way that he is, it's just afforded the opportunity. People keep telling him, well, if you need to do this and you need to do that. And what does he do? Yeah. He does it. But to me, we talk about the other, right? We always talk about Miggy. And you're talking about Javi Baez. coming in, stuff like that. You're talking about the Torques and the Greens and stuff like this. But Akil Baddoo, with the speed that we have, allows A.J. Hinch to be as aggressive not only on the base pass, but he's a heck of a outfielder too.
Yes.
So what you like to see, we all hear about sophomore jinx or second year. I think this is a little different, like you said, because of the maturity, because he got kicked around. If he was going to quit. A lot of time, the Rule 5 guys, it's either that they don't get the opportunity or they get beat down mentally too much that they're told they're not good enough, that they aren't mentally tough enough to know that they are. Akil Baddoo's a great story. It's a great guy to attach to because his motor's the same way every time he goes on, whether he's successful in his execution or he's not. The effort never changes. That's to the individual. That's when I see him, it brings pride to me as a fan of the Tigers, but and as a person that loves this city, because I can see that in him, and it's you see in his work ethic.
Yeah.
The bat flip and he's not doing it for a reaction. He's doing it because that's who he is.
That's who he is. That's
and when he goes so fast, and I love the helmet flying off. Because it's so natural. Like, to me, it's more natural than Bryce Harper's and stuff like that. Bryce Harper looks like he's kicking it off. Baddoo, he's just running out of his helmet. That's how fast he's going. So he's an exciting player. It's somebody that I think still, again, it goes down to, every conversation goes down to who's the guy in charge.
Yep.
Right? And in this case, the coach or whatever, A.J. Hinch, he knows what he's got in Akil Baddoo. And I think that his development has been also with the guy who's nurtured him. So I expect that he's going to let him out like we're seeing in spring training. It's not like they're protecting him from anything. They're allowing him to go out and get his, and he's going out and getting his and staying sharp. So going into the season, we're not talking about him.
No.
Yeah. And we should be.
Yes. And that's like what you're talking about with the work ethic and the drive and stuff. It's because of where he was and what he fell down to. He was a top prospect. He was a guy that everybody wanted coming out of high school, and he got injured. And that set him back. And so he didn't live up to those expectations, and everybody was writing him off after that. And now he comes back and he shows that that electricness. He showed, I don't know if electricness
everything
is
that
a
got
word,
him drafted first or whatever. It reminds me, everything to me goes back to wrestling, and it reminds me a little bit of Drew McIntyre in wrestling.
Yes.
Where when Drew McIntyre came in 10 years ago or whatever, Vince McMahon said, here's the next chosen one, and he wasn't ready. He had to go away, hit the Indies, much like AJ Styles, figure out who he was, come back. Now, Scottish Warriors, one of the greatest. Raw's at LCA on Monday. I'll be there. Look for me. Opener right behind. I won't miss it. But again, it's guys realizing their opportunity. And now the talent's shining through because the work ethic is there. What do I always say is that work ethic can overcome talent when talent doesn't, or hard work can overcome talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Yeah.
When you put them both together, you got something special. And think about it. This is along lines of what Brad Holmes has done with some of the undrafted guys like the Jerry Judys. Even though he got hurt, but guys who were sort of stockpile. Austin Meadows is sort of not in that category, but along the line that Tampa Bay, another team, is sort of, they didn't throw out, but wasn't on their A list of plans moving forward. Again, is this another one that Alavila that we got to sort of tip our cap to him and his staff, because
good point.
This is where it sort of comes from.
It's a great point.
So
the work ethic stuff too. Like I think the knock on him last year was he struggled against lefties. Well, and I know it's only spring ball, but I like to say 4 of his home runs, if you guys don't know, 2 of them are against lefties.
Well, you guys were talking about that yesterday.
Yeah.
Right? You and Rogelio Castillo, if you didn't catch our interview, he's our Tiger Insider guy, loves the game as much as I do, but watches it and said it's, if everybody knows it's a glaring point, especially in baseball, then everybody sort of keys on it. So he's got no choice but to fight through it. This is the only way out is through it. And then you see results. You don't see the results in the cage. You don't see the result, or you see the results in the cage. You see it in batting practice, but until you're in live action, what is it? Boom. The fact that he's putting bat to ball and elevating it out of the stadium, he's picked it up quickly. That's the talent part. That's letting the talent go, get in that direction. It seems to me that he's a kid that just needs to know the secret, and he'll figure out how to do it.
Flannel Sam, you had your hand up?
I'm going to be the wet blanket here.
Uh-oh.
Spencer, I think you need to pump the brakes on Akil Baddoo just a tad, because when you look at his numbers, 13 home runs, 55 RBIs, 259 average, on-base percentage of 330, and an OPS of 766. Those are very
before you
pedestrian
pump
numbers.
the brakes, let me ask you this: Are you throwing the blanket on the Rule 5 guy?
Well,
and the Rule 5 production of saying where he's come from, saying like into sophomore. I think you're standing there with the blanket and bringing. I love everything you're saying and the reality. I think you're both in the same point as being excited because of this is a Rule 5. Rule 5 guys are pretty much sent to the gulag.
I actually think that's an excellent point, and let me clarify. He is a very, very nice piece and could be a very, very nice piece going forward. But I feel like people like Spencer are trying to crown him like he's a future superstar, and I just don't see it. If he takes a big leap in his sophomore year, I'll be wrong. I'll take the new information and change my opinion. But as of right now, just pump the brakes and appreciate him for what he is. Don't crown him.
We'll see you after the show.
I'm going to step in because you're right, Sam. And what he has, you're right in the fact. But this is the integral piece, right? Because you go to our conversation is Akil Baddoo, right? And Spencer's going to be the first one to say yes. But from where he came from, what he can provide, right? Put him as the caveat to the Austin Meadows.
Yeah.
Right? So Austin Meadows, and they struggled sort of a little bit of the same with the lefties or whatever, but when you have the caveat to focus, right, on the defensively of Baddoo, of the speed of Baddoo, of whatever that, to caveat the outfield piece, yes, he's a key integral piece. I don't know, instead of injury, if he's going to get the opportunity to be regular day guy. Why do I say that? Because we're just talking about Baddoo. We haven't brought up Eric Haas yet.
Yeah.
Right? Eric Haas is going to platoon, but we know he's not going to catch a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they got Barnhart in here. So there's the right-handed bat that we know has power and consistency. So what I'm looking for is this sort of production, the fact that we see Baddoo hit the long ball. All these guys, all 5 outfielders have to make 3 great outfielders. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
It's bringing, and I think with what Baddoo can be really good at, right? To Sam's point, is the caveat, is the
spark
Tom
plug.
Brookins-esque, is that thing. But looking at the big numbers, because you don't want him to have to develop. If he's your guy that plays 100 games, 110 games, and is effective in what he does, that's more to what you're trying to say. Then he's going to be that perennial all-star.
Yeah, and just to clarify, I think he's an excellent piece, and I want him on the team. But at the same time, I think Spencer is putting expectations a little bit too high.
Your name 3 times, better show up like the boogeyman.
Crowning him
Before
an
you get
all-star
goofy,
yet.
let's
I just
finish
think he's
this.
a good player and a good piece.
Here's the caveat. If Akil Baddoo is the guy, they wouldn't have traded for Austin Meadows.
Ooh. I mean, they needed...
Anybody else out there, you want to throw wet blankets around?
Yeah.
But to Akil Baddoo, he's a guy that's in his second year. He's not supposed to be the guy.
Yeah.
He's supposed to develop along. And then maybe in 2 years, right, he is the guy. But the fact that we all agree with, the fact that he is here, there is something, it is improvement, stuff like this. He's not there yet. I don't think he's at his ceiling. I think it's going to be interesting to watch because this is like one of these young guys.
Just fun to watch.
But to your point, if he was ready and they felt he was ready, are they trading for Austin Meadows or going out to get him like it was I don't think so.
Where could Baddoo work out to get the respect of
You know
Sammy
what?
Flannel?
You know where it is? It's right there. If you can see it. Oh, but for you who are listening on the radio, Planet Fitness, you know it, P-Funk Studios. Neil's there every morning. Gonna have to make my way over there. Why? Judgment-free zone, where you can work out in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere. Only $10 a month. Or, yes, the DMAC Black Card. Yes, favorite color is black. The Black Card, $22.99. Because the amenities you enjoy, the hydro massage, the massage chairs, the total body enhancement, and over access to 2,000 locations throughout this great country. That and unlimited guest privileges. That means if one of the Woodward heavyweights walks in, the other one can walk in totally free. over 1,000 pounds of mass into that spot. But it's allowed because that's what Planet Fitness does. So go to the in-club today or join online, planetfitness.com. Check out the new Midtown location with the Detroit Pistons Performance Center. Yes, that one's available. Also, $0 down, $10 a month. You know why? Because your fitness is essential. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Be right back. Big D.
At Wingsnob, staying humble's not our forte. We just have better wings. We're back at it again with our crispy golden brown fries and our famous boneless wings. Juicy, tender, hormone-free chicken. Your favorite signature sauces with no bone. Just when you thought Wingsnob couldn't get any better. Order online at wingsnob.com today. Wingsnob. We just have better wings.
Cintron is the official energy drink of the Red Wings, proud partners of the Detroit Pistons, and exclusively served at Little Caesars Arena. If you're looking for premium ingredients, long-lasting energy, balanced hydration, essential vitamins, and great taste, Cintron is your top choice.
You guys, don't let the camera fool you. I am a white man, and all thanks to Chili Peppers Tanning, I can look Australian gold. Designer Skin, Caltan, Swedish Beauty Lotions. Chili Peppers is the tanning place where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D with spotless sanitized rooms and trained certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club for all the best deals. They'll beat all competitors by $5. And don't forget, pick up that Australian gold, that Designer Skin, Caltan, and Swedish Lotions. ChiliPeppersTanning.com. The hottest bobs, hottest deals, and the darkest tans. Your Vitamin D headquarters. There's 26 locations and more. What up, though, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Big D Energy. We're entering Hour 2, The Matrix. And we get to talk about the Detroit Red Wings win. We haven't got to say that in a while. Woo! And not only talking the win, we're joined by Daniella Bruce here shortly. Oh, I guess we're still working on it. I apologize. But we're going to speak to Daniella Bruce. We're talking the Detroit Red Wings win last night.
Let me show you how things are done.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, read the prep, Easy.
The time, right?
Yes.
So she's still 10 minutes away, so we can wait for her. She's got things to do.
Okay.
You know, down at LCA, and I know you're excited.
Yeah.
Because since the Red Wings' victory, they hit the over. There's a little melee on the ice, but we'll get to Danielle. I know you're excited. Just relax. You're coming off your rub down. I mean, I can smell that Chili Peppers Gold Lotion. What is it, the sweetest massage you got on this morning? Ridiculous. Yeah. You're not supposed to bathe in this stuff, bro. You're supposed to put it on. Would somebody please email either give us the instruction on a proper application? These two idiots trying to put on tanning lotion, fake tans, whatever like this.
Yeah.
You're going to be blotchy, but...
Would you?
Anyways, I bet you nothing Daniella Bruce, who will be joining us in about 8 minutes, has to talk to.
What do you think of the win last night, though? Is that bad for the Red Wings in terms of, like...
No, dude.
We never get lucky in the lottery anyway, right? Like...
No, it's not. No, it's good. You're looking for different things, right? The losses don't really matter. And what you like is the fact that this one would have been easy to shut her down, getting down 2-0. But there's something... There's something there with the original 6 rivalries, and I don't know what it is, but you could feel it even when you play back in the day in Boston because you don't sort of play them. But this is slowly simmering, and why can you say that? Because you got 2 guys that are great hockey players, but agitators and pests and rats. And our guys, Tyler Bertuzzi, their guys, Brad Marchand, and it's boys being boys, the competition, stuff like this. So a lot of times this stuff stews over. What I like is the way the team sort of came together. But yeah, here's the thing: is if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, is that if it was gonna back in the day, if it was gonna get out of hand, it would have already been out of hand. Mm-hmm. So you got somebody pulling somebody's head, and somebody not happy with them, and another guy saying, "Hey, check the scoreboard, stuff like this." So. What the thing is that Boston is where you want to get to, right? So you take the fact that you were able to battle back and doing this, but what the Boston Bruins are doing now, and that was a big you take pride in being able to not allow your opponent success. So what I mean by that, this game is Boston needed those 2 points because they're a playoff team.
Yeah.
And we all know in Gary Bettman hockey, the way that things come down to the end, it's going to matter who you play. You know, you ask the Boston Bruins, who would you rather play in the first round, Tampa Bay Lightning or the Toronto Maple Leafs?
The Maple Leafs.
Why?
Because the Lightning is killing it. Just won the cup back to back.
There you go.
Yeah.
The answer that I would say is, well, it's Tampa Bay being back-to-back cup champions and proving what they can do, and Toronto and proving that they can't get out of their own way when it comes to the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's always down to goaltending. That's always what's sceptical. What's up? I left your bobblehead on your chair.
You're the best, man.
All right. Braylon Edwards peeking in as he always does.
Nobody wants to see Austin right now. Yeah.
What did he say?
He's an answer Tampa Bay. No one wants to see Austin right now.
Austin Matthews.
The answer is Tampa. Really? See, that's such BS. You know what? I'd say show me Austin Matthews.
Leafs
Great.
always
Congratulations. What, are you going to score 50 again in this league? Do something in the playoffs. You and Connor McDavid, come to me with your rings, or come to me, lead that, gosh darn it, be the savior. Austin Matthews, do it. Be the savior. You'll be the king of freaking Canada. But I just think it's the same thing. I think Mitch Marner's great. I love Shanny. But the fact is, I don't see it. And so you have to show me it. It's just the same thing as I'm the guy who's saying Colorado's going to beat Detroit coming into March 26th into the playoffs since 97. It doesn't matter. It's the same old thing. Same old Red Wings. They're not tough enough. They're not good enough. Too many Europeans. Toronto, same thing. Too much flash, not enough crash. What's going to happen to Toronto is when these 6-7 goal games, when things tighten up and you need 2 to win or 3 to win, their goalie can't keep it to a 2 or a 1 goal game. Right? Pressure. It's a different beast. Until you show me you can get through a first round. Toronto Maple Leafs are the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions are the Toronto Maple Leafs. You got it, bud. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So give me everything and prove it to you. And Boston, being the veterans that they are, they didn't have Pasternak last night, but they got a couple goalies, even though they had Tuukka Rask retire, and everybody going, oh, Rask, there it goes to Boston. No. This is Bruce Cassidy. This is Cam Neely. This is culture. This is what you're going towards. These guys are preparing for the playoffs. Give them Toronto. And watch them beat Toronto in 6 or 7. Toronto, show me something. That's not winning, Joik. It's not winning. It's not winning. Austin Matt Braylon, give me that garbage like that. Call you out on it. I was nice enough when Braylon went negative on the WrestleMania weekend, which I enjoyed, but I let it go on Monday. The fact is nobody wants to see Austin Matthews. I want 5 Austin Matthews, because you know what they don't do? Win in the playoffs.
Yes, sir.
Ouch. 1967, bitch, as one Sean Bleason would say.
Yeah, 55, bro.
Yeah.
It only took me 42 years slump, and then we snapped the one here in Detroit.
Yeah.
So be that guy. You want to know the king of Canada? His best friend's Justin Bieber, which is great. I wish I was best friends with Justin Bieber. The Biebs is awesome. True Canadian, right? Figuring out the one thing I see about Justin Bieber is self-awareness out the door right now.
Yeah.
God bless you, kid. Right? Do you. But your buddy Austin Matthews needs some of that self-awareness. Maybe shave that cheesy mustache, right? And go out and lead this team. But you want to see somebody that would be a Toronto Maple Leaf? You want to see the King of Canada? You want to see somebody that can overthrow the Prime Minister? You win the cup! It's a fact. That's all I got.
They always choke in the playoffs.
I'm going to waste it
year.
on a Toronto, right? But that was wasted, so don't get it twisted. That was nothing to do with Toronto. That was to do with Braylon.
That was from Monday's WrestleMania take, brother.
Because you don't want Tampa Bay. Give me Tampa Bay. Yeah, give me the 2-time defending champions.
Yeah, no.
You don't want them in the
that.
first round. You want them in the second round if you got to face them. You got to get your feet wet. You got to prove that you can get through the round and that things are different.
Yeah.
Your goalie's some confidence. It all comes down to goaltending, luck, and staying healthy.
Puck luck and yeah.
Puck luck, the bounce at the time. How many overtime goals you seen that are classics? How many
just squeak?
How many?
Through?
1 out of how many? 2 out of 10?
Yeah, maybe.
3 out of 10 are beautiful.
That's
unbelievable. You know, not a guy grinding it out, banging it in, bouncing off something. Wrap around.
You had one against the Flyers.
That was an overtime. That was a game.
Right.
I had an overtime goal in the playoffs in Calgary, game 1.
Oh, yeah.
Of my first year, this 06-07 season, the year that we lost in 7 to Anaheim, who won the Cup. We should have won. We were up 3-1 in the series. I scored in game 1 in overtime. Christian Iselius fed me from behind the net. Boom, snipe on Brizgalov. That was
pretty
cool.
one. That's a highlight.
That's a cool feeling.
Yeah.
Scoring an overtime goal.
And real quick, too, I want to apologize to my guy, Ned. I said I'm keeping eyeing goaltending coming close to season last night. 50 shots on goal last night.
Standing on
what did I say yesterday?
50 shots on goal.
What did I
last
say
night?
yesterday when you said, goal? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Not his fault.
Dude, stop 47.
Again, if he doesn't do that, they lose 7.
Yeah.
So they're doing what they can, and they're still giving up that many goals.
For
That's
sure.
how bad they're playing in front. They were better last night. Still, at times, it's glaring to what they have. You know what I am sure of? You know what I know is winning? And I don't know if it's going to be on the field or off, but if you're downtown Detroit for opening day, you've already won. We haven't been down together, guys. Woodward Sports Network bringing the biggest party in 3 years. Wherever we are, come visit us, whether it's the Brass Rail for the Morning Wood Show, whether it's over at the Michigan Amphitheater, across from the Gem for Big D Energy. Myself, Neil Rule, will be there. Sammy Flannel. The Spence, come and say hi. Giving away some bobbleheads are the bottom line. And you can hear bad takes like Braylon Edwards telling you that you want to face the Tampa Bay Lightning if you're Toronto Maple. Give me a break. Anyways, that's not the case, at least in the hockey world. Maybe in the football world it is. But the case is we'll all be chatting that up. You can tell me what it is live in person. Friday, opening day, because that's how we do it here in the D. I can't wait. 2 more sleeps, boys. 2 more sleeps. We'll see you downtown, either Brass Rail or the Michigan Amphitheater. Yes, the home, Big D Energy. Why? Woodward Sports Network. It's all about you, the people.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
I'm Kay Cunningham. Working with Hall Financial to purchase my first home was easier than I could have ever imagined. They treated me like family from start to finish. Find out for yourself at callhallfirst.com.
What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer here for the Foaling Warehouse, the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. You can host your corporate party, team building event, or just come in with your family, friends, have a good time. There are 2 different ways you can play. They have $10 unlimited open play. You can stay the whole time they're open, throw your arm off, have a great time, or they have private lane reservation for $120 up to 10 people for 2 hours. Of course, you can bring in any type of food you want. You can get your wing snob, you can get your Little Caesars pizza, you can do whatever you want, bring it in, eat it up, have a great time. So, of course, they have 2 fully loaded bars, over 100 different beers you can choose from. If you don't want to make a choice, you don't want that hassle, they have a $2 mystery beer vending machine. You put in $2, pops you out a random beer, no hassle, no fuss, just great beer. So come on down, check them out in person in Hamtramck, or check them out online at foalingwarehouse.com. Again, that is foalingwarehouse.com.
What up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Big D Energy. I'm EZ, filling in for the golden voice of Neil Rule, joined by the four-time Stanley Cup champion, Darren McCarty. And we are joined by another Red Wing celebrity, if I may, the first female radio play-by-play ever in the history of Detroit Red Wings history, and we're Original 6 franchise, Daniella Bruce. What's up?
Hi, guys. How are you?
That wasn't enough pop behind that.
Yeah.
You got to give her a little bit more pop to that. You tried to introduce her already. She wasn't even there.
I was too excited. I'm nervous. You can't tell.
You have to say the one who, when the mayor's not in, who does the mayor of Hockeytown go to? This is his number one liaison right here. This is the one and only. Now, she's grown up, so I don't call her, she's not a winglet anymore. Her and Carly have grown, but the people that I'm the most proud of in the Red Wing organization for the past 4, 5, 6 years working with is Daniella and Carly as own. And you mention it easy.
Yeah.
Don't just take it from me, but this young lady here, first female broadcast voice on Red Wings for Red Wings.
One of the
hockey
greatest
game.
franchises in the NHL.
That's
In
everybody
sports.
else telling something. So, as we do, we will welcome Daniella Bruce into Big D Energy. DB, how you doing today?
I'm great, especially after that intro.
Thank you.
See,
You could teach these kids something. The Woodward heavyweights and stuff like this, they baby steps along the way, right? Along the way. I told them you better not be rubbing off into Neil too much too early, right? So sitting in that chair. Right, absolutely. We talked about it earlier and stuff like that. Big win for the team, obviously, last night. I'm going to start off with this because we got this question yesterday where EZ said, oh, Ned, and he stinks and stuff like this.
That.
Did you not?
I didn't say that.
You said that yesterday that the goals against, what did you say? Then present it to Daniella.
This is what I said. He asked, what are we looking forward towards in the season? I said, I'm obviously going to watch the Calder race. And I want to keep an eye on goaltending because Neil and I had a debate. I was saying defense originally, and then Neil was like, "Well, no, goaltending has to take up for some of that." And then so I was like, "Well, the 30,000-foot view, we did take Kosa. He is in the wing, so I'm gonna keep an eye on goaltending." And then D-Mac fried me, so it was a bad take. Which Ned?
I didn't say it was a bad take. I said you were too harsh on Ned. He's not the problem.
Yeah.
And then to the fact of 50 saves last night in the
Killed
victory.
It.
Maybe start there, D, is because the resilience in the first year being the goaltender for the Red Wings, which isn't easy, but he's played better than the numbers have seen. And I think last night was a game where it's effective, where people go, oh my gosh, 50 shots against. He finally played good. That's not the case.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to say he's been perfect all season long because that would be a lie, but he's been put in some really tough situations. And I think for the most part, with a few anomalies, he has kept the Red Wings in almost every game that he's played in. And that's the goaltender's job, right? Whether they're facing 50 shots a game, facing 20 shots a game, his job is to make the saves when they matter to keep his team in the game. And he does that for the most part. So I think it would be a bad take to say Ned was the problem, if that's where we're going with it. Ned is not the problem. Ned is definitely not the problem.
You hear that,
He's
Neil?
shown flashes of absolute greatness. Like
ooh.
Yeah, look at those numbers. Yeah, he was great yesterday. He was great last night. And that's the Ned that we've seen for the most part this season. Like I said, a few games that were bad. But you also have to look at the defense, too. These goaltenders come in most of the time, and they start facing shots right away. I heard Coach Blashill talk about it, that the goal is at the beginning of the game, right? Make your opponent take some shots from the outside. Don't let them right inside taking point-blank shots on your goaltender immediately so they don't have a chance to get into the game, start seeing the puck. And the Red Wings were better at that last night, and Ned made some huge saves.
What did last night's game, what did you take from it? Because you're the one who's there. Because I saw... The thing that bothered me, and I broke it down, was the game in Ottawa where Raymond gets knocked down, he gets up, then he gets cross-checked behind, Dylan's got to stick up for him. Last night we saw the whole crew in there at the end of the game in the Boston. I saw more engaged. I saw stuff we covered in the pregame about Rasmussen, Ernie, and Sundqvist's line playing a playoff game. I got to give Art Regner a shout out for this fact that he looked and said, yes, this is a Boston Bruins playoff hockey game. This line should be effective against them. Is it as simple as putting the right combinations together? People are looking towards, well, you got the Czech connection. You probably put Verona and Zadina together and boom, he sauces once. Right? We know that's there. What did you take from the game?
Well, I mean, that is some of it, right? Once you get lines going, then obviously that does improve your performance on the ice. But Darren, I think you hit on it, engagement. They were so engaged last night from the beginning. And I know you and I were laughing when I said the first period was fun to watch, and you looked at me and go, was it really? And, it wasn't that great of a first period, but the Red Wings stayed in it. Dylan Larkin scoring that goal late in the first period. They were all engaged. They were in that game. You never had the feeling that they were going to let this one get out of hand, right? And we have been there before where it feels like, oh no, they're not going to be able to get back into this one. But they played tough. They played strong. You mentioned that third line, Michael Rasmussen, Adam Ernie, and Oscar Sundqvist. They were great. They were physical. Michael Rasmussen back at the center position, which we know he's been playing great on the wing, but to see him back at center and playing as well as he did, he now has 3 goals in the last 4 games, 11 on the season. So I think just the engagement and being able to stay engaged this late in the season when you know you're not going to the playoffs is super important, and that's something to build on right there. If they can keep this up, I mean, they have a game tonight in Winnipeg. If they can play with that same engagement and be consistent, because that's been the biggest problem this year is the lack of consistency, then they could finish strong.
No, 1,000%, I agree. I asked you this last time about the pairing with Mo Seider. Like, if we got someone coming up the wings, or we're going to grab that in the free agency. But what's going on in Sweden? I heard we got some guys coming up. Edvinsson, is he going to make a debut next year? Like, what's the rumors with him?
Well, rumors with him flying everywhere, right? Obviously, he's having a great season playing in the SHL. I do think we'll see him. I think he'll come to North America for training camp, for prospects tournament, and development camp, even if that takes place this year. After the draft, I think we will get to see our first look at Simon Edvinsson. Will he be on the roster next year? I think that's something where time will tell. When you look at Mo Seider, you have to remember, and Darren, you'll remember this from last night, Art went on a big spiel about where Mo Seider has played in the past, and he's always been in men's leagues. He's played against men that are bigger than him, that are stronger than him, and that's something that has given him an edge as you're entering the NHL. From the SHL to the AHL even is a pretty big jump when it comes to that kind of stuff. And then when you get to the NHL, it's even more brutal. So Mo Seider is an anomaly, and I think people need to remember that it's not always that easy for young defensemen to walk into the NHL and make that big of an impact. Would we like that to be the case? Of course. Do we hope that's the case with Edvinsson? Of course. But I think we're going to get a look at him at the very least.
We're talking to Daniella Bruce, the voice. If you walk around the in-house, the game day, everything, Hockey Town, it is her. You can find her at Daniella Bruce. That's with 2 L's in Daniella, with the underscore at the end of it on the Twitter. All right, elephant in the room. We talk about it. We know this more so that if a change was being made, fans calling for Blashill's head, stuff like this, it would have already been done. Hashtag Wiser Plan and stuff like this. I am looking at it. We're telling people and trying to feel the, and it's what so to let people behind the scenes, we're not told anything. It's we talk to each other and say, hey, what do you think? What do you think?
It's
and we form these.
I don't get anything.
We can't. It's the same thing where James said in your media, I can't talk to you anymore. And I said, that's the nicest thing you ever said to it. So it's media people from being around, but you vibe stuff. You get to know the feeling before it is. And that's what we're trying to take you in. I believe that there is a change that's going to be made, but that's not until this season's over. I think that the next questionable time that I'm looking for something is between the end of the season and probably 2, 3, 4 days after till the draft. So something between the end of the season and the draft. If something's to be made. I guess to ask you, do you think that a coaching change will be made? And if so, do you think that there is a specific person in mind? Or where are we at with that?
Well, first of all, I'm going to start by saying I really, really like Jeff Blashill. And I think obviously when things go south, when there's peaks and valleys in a season that we're seeing right now, the coach is going to be the one that takes most of the blame, right? And that's not to say there won't be a change made in the future. I'm not saying that I don't think there will be, but the one thing I think people need to realize is that, yes, everyone on Twitter wants Blashill's head, right? But what is your solution at this point, I guess is my question. If Blash were to get fired, who is your next in line? And I think Steve Yzerman is thinking about that. And Jeff Blashill has gotten some really, really good things out of this team this year. And yes, like I said, there have been the peaks and valleys, right? So there has been the bad, but there has been good. And Jeff Blashill actually, he was asked about the criticism one day in his post-game availability. And he said haven't been great since the All-Star break. In the past 6 weeks, 7 weeks, they haven't been great, and they're open to that criticism. They understand that criticism. But he did make the point to wait to evaluate an 82-game season, right? There's still games to be played. Not many, but there are still games to be played. And if we see more of like what we saw last night, that's a really positive thing to get the energy out of these guys when they know there isn't a playoff spot to play for. But back to the question of Flash. Do I think something is going to happen? I really don't know. I don't know what Steve Yzerman is thinking, unfortunately. I wish I did, but I don't. And the one thing I do think is that he will wait for the guy. The next coach that he wants to hire will be the guy that's going to take him on playoff runs. I don't think he's looking for somebody else to come in for 2 years and then be like, oh, no, that didn't work. We have to change this again. So I do think that there will be some careful consideration around the situation. And I think Steve will do what's best. If he thinks Jeff is doing a good job right now, then he's going to keep him. If he thinks they need to bring someone else in, then he's going to bring him in. He's proven that he knows what he's doing.
All right, D, you're the best. Thank you, as always. I look forward. I think I'm down there next Tuesday again.
Yay. We get you one more time before
as
the
I
end of the
say,
year.
you call me Jason, I'll call you Carly. We're all good. It don't matter.
Oh, it was one time, one flub.
Every now and then, it's all good. Like I said, it could have been worse. If you would have called me Art, we would have had some issues. Well, I love you, kid.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it. Keep up the good work. The Daniella Bruce, you can catch her down at LCA. You know she's got a bobblehead. You know what he's? Absolutely. She's the best.
Yes.
She's going places, knows what she's talking about. I think before we go to break here, the biggest thing is that don't be surprised, right, that Blashill's replaced as head coach, but don't be surprised he's not moved upstairs and stays in the organization, because what she said about how she loves Jeff, we all love Jeff Blashill. He's a Red Wing through and through, so he might not be the guy for the job behind the bench, but if he stayed in the organization, it's one of these things. Don't be surprised.
Well, we like Jeff Blashill. He's more than invited to come down and hang out with us this Friday at opening day. We'll be taking a couple shots of Gypsy Vodka, because it took 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests. But we believe Gypsy Vodka is the best tasting and smoothest vodka on the market. Gypsy Vodka is gluten-free and chlorine distilled 6 times using artesian water. Support local brothers here from Michigan, not Russia, Michigan. Gypsy Vodka. Try a bottle today. Ask for it by name, Gypsy, and always drink responsibly.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risks, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
I'm Kay Cunningham. I'm proud to partner with Hall Financial, the mortgage company known for 5-star service. Don't just take my word for it. Check out their 5,000 5-star reviews for yourself. Go to callhallfirst.com and get started with your 5-star experience today.
What up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Big D Energy. I am EZ, filling in for the golden voice of Neil Rule. And of course, I'm alongside his tag team partner, the four-time Stanley Cup champion, Darren McCarty, in the building with his bobblehead.
I told you, it's so realistic. If you blow weed smoke on my bobblehead, he'll come to life.
That actually sounds like a movie. I'm not going to lie. That should be a movie.
Don't try. It's like Gremlins. You put water on him, turn into Gremlins. No, dude. If you wake him, he'll start talking.
you got
that, dude, do the D-Mac impersonation. I love when I walk in on you guys or whatever you're making fun or doing a bit. Dude, Mikey. Shout out to Mikey TikTok. Ran into him down at the game last night. Him and his mom. Great to catch up with him, but he always has a great D-Mac. I see you were doing it yesterday, but I love always catching you guys because you're always like, I'm going to be mad. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, he was frightened. I actually was telling him not to do it in front of you, and he had the balls to finally do it, and I was like, dude, everyone in the room was like, we didn't know what your reaction was going to be.
Oh, it was awesome. Flattery, right? Imitation's the greatest form of flattery.
Yes,
That's
sir.
true.
Hey, awesome though, but anything, and it's perspective of what Daniella said. And, she also said, she said that Ned hasn't been perfect. He's had his moments, but he's not the big point. It's the same thing. She came back. We're going to do the second period intermission. She goes, Well, the first period, it was all right to watch. I just looked at her like, "Are you kidding me?" And she laughed. And then so the second period, before I sat down, she goes, "Now that was better to watch." And I was like, "That, you're right." So the second period, Wings came back, took the lead. And what I'm more, the little things that I watch is that against the Boston team, who's a playoff team, you're carrying the lead into the third. Can you protect that lead? That's like a little bit of a check. We're a team that's given up more third period goals. We've given up 3 third period goals more than like almost 15 times. I think it's 14 or 15 times this year. You're not going to move forward that way. You have to eliminate some of the bad things that you do before you can move forward. It's sort of like plugging the hole. Are you going to fix the hole, or are you just going to keep putting stuff over, fill it in, and eventually it's going to come back? So.
Yeah, the defense though, like, is that a coaching thing? Like,
no, it's
talent.
When you think you have the talent, which we did at the beginning of the year, right? As we were going, we thought we had the talent. Then you point to coaching and system. What you're realizing, no, you don't. You might not have the talent in here, right? So there might be 1 or 2 guys instead of 4 guys. So when you're asking somebody that you perceive to have the talent and the ability to do what you ask, when they don't, self-awareness.
Yeah,
that's what we found out.
Hey,
in my opinion.
You said
but I'm sitting here. Remember, I'm media, so I would just sit here and be media.
No, you have a bobblehead, man.
No,
You're
I
champion.
just know. But I don't have to log those hours at the rink to know this. It's just from watching. I mean, it's the same thing as in your family. Like, think about everybody, right? In their family, at their job or whatever, no matter how long. And I say your family because you've been in that group longer than anything.
Yeah.
But as you get older, the way that it works, that's Uncle Jimmy, he ain't changing, right? If you don't want him to get drunk at the...
My Uncle Wayne.
If you don't... Your Uncle who?
My Uncle Wayne.
If you don't want Uncle Wayne, shout out to Uncle Wayne. We all got Uncle Wayne. It's Uncle Ralph to me.
Yeah.
Love him to death. But if I don't want him to get drunk at a benefit or a thing, then I'm not going to provide him booze. Or I'm going to give him the option. So he's not going to show up to know that he's going to be accountable, right? It's what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
In your family, when you go to your grandma's, there's a certain way that you have to act. You don't have to act. Your grandpa, whatever, like this.
Yeah.
I grew up in a family that my mom didn't smoke, and I was a kid. I didn't smoke. Everybody else around the table, like, eating and smoking at the same time is nothing in my family. Right? But you can't put yourself there. So I'm saying on the long terms is what are you seeing? And then the fact is that once you realized in your family and you got older, right, that it was the way it is and you accepted the way it was, then you're not going to get mad because it plays out the way that it does. You're just going to remove your situations or not put your family in those bad situations.
You're aware of what it was.
To the family analogy is... You have the family that loves and cares about each other, but they're seeing this member different. He's doing things that's different, or he can't do what you expect of him. Oh, Jimmy, he's going to go to college. He's going to graduate college. Jimmy can't even get 2.0 in his 10th grade friggin' English. It's not Jimmy's fault. It's just Jimmy's going to... No, but I'm saying that you're giving expectations to you that aren't realistic to Jimmy. Jimmy just wants to play drums. Jimmy's the greatest drummer you've ever heard out of your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Well, why are you making him go to school?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just about because you want it more for you than what it is you want, and you're just seeing it. And that's, long story short, bring it back around. When you're building something, like we're building here, Woodward Sports Network, that's why it's always about the little things, right? That's why it's always about the little things. Now, taking it back to the impersonations you guys do. Don't do one that sucks, or I'll be pissed. Do one that's good, and you're gonna pop me.
It's all about the caveat.
He's the greatest format. Go learn from Mike. But it's the same, right? So it's all the big of understanding. And what is it at the end of the day? What does it all come? And here it is. Uncle D-Max, $1 million for rehab, truth, and how many thousands of hours he sat in a meeting table. Therapy and all that stuff. It comes down to you. You got to work in, then out. You can't take care of everything outside unless inside's taken care of.
Yeah.
You got to work in, right? Why do I stand behind everything I said even more? Because I have the conviction of what I believe. I don't care what everybody else believes. I know who I am, right, wrong, and indifferent, and what I have to improve. So now I could try to influx my superpower and let you know, hey, when I walk by, I see that in you. Whatever, do you see it in yourself? Because it doesn't matter how much I see it in you. You're not going to do anything until you take it yourself. And plus, remember, I got this guy to worry about.
Yeah.
It's taken so long to get him to the point where he's happy with who he looks at. Well, I ain't got time. I ain't going to jeopardize that. I'm going to give you and look for the people that want to do the work and maybe give them some ingredients to my recipe that worked and hope that they can put it in their recipe.
Yeah.
But it's all about doing your own work.
Yeah.
And doing your work, because it's so that's what it is. You got to work in and then out. You can't go out to create in. And why do I know that, guys? Because I did it the wrong way. Now I just know. I know what I don't want more than I do. When people ask me, what'd you do for your birthday? What'd you do for your 50th birthday? I sat at home by myself, right? Sat at home by myself, and it was WrestleMania weekend, and I watched 6 different wrestling promotions from Fight TV, Independent, all these different things. I ordered pizza, sat there, smoked an enormous amount of weed, and stayed up till 4:30 in the morning watching live wrestling events and couldn't think of a better way. I remember my 40th. I mean, I don't remember my 40th. I remember my 41st was in Clearwater with a gallon of Jack Daniels, and we learned that Jack has great intentions but a bad delivery. Like stuff like this. And just so there's my journey, not saying ahead, not getting off track, but it's like that sort of, again, it comes down to the self-awareness of what you see. So now we thought we saw, so now here's how I bring it all back together. We thought we saw together the beginning, first half of the year, and the All-Star break of what we had. It wasn't apparent to all of us because it's not about being fooled. It's about getting it right.
Yeah.
Right, and no matter what it is. And that's why Steve Eisman's due diligence to the big plan, the long plan, it doesn't waver on anything in the man's life. That's what I can tell you about. He's got a plan. He's going to stick to that plan because he knows what works. And I trust him. And I'd rather be that's me. Hey, what time do I catch the hashtag Wiseman train? Just tell me where to be. I just want to get on your train. I don't want to run my own train. I want my train to run into his train when it comes to Red Wing stuff. When I'm doing the other stuff, we're on my train. I'm sure he's not on my train.
We're running trains here on BDE.
But a train, well, whatever it is. But a lot of different things with the CBDs and stuff like this and the sleeps. But it's the option. It's always the option. You see that? You like that? We can get that on. Boom, left, right, back and forth. But, there's a little bit of...
Just let Jimmy play the goddamn drums.
Just let the kid play the drums. That's it. The got anything all that is hey, drummers drum.
Yes.
Drummers drum.
Hey,
that's all it is. Drummers, you got to
to
let the drummers drum, bro. You got to let the danglers dangle, and you got to let the meat slap meat. Let's go. Slap the meat. There it is.
Meat to meat. Running trains. Let's get back on course.
Listen, I'll take this over. I might as well finish it while it's hot, guys, because now we're talking money. Ooh, I got your attention, right? $100,000. If we're talking $100,000 cash, we must be talking Lady Jane's, and you know how to do it. You walk in, you sign in, you sit down. Before you know it, you're healthy and clean, but you also go, hey, beautiful young stylist, can I get into the 100G draw? And she says, yes, sir. What's your name? And you tell her, and bam! You're in for the draw for $100,000. Doesn't matter which Lady Jane's you go to, just make sure you're there between the hours of 10 and 8, 7 days a week, and you register. Next thing you know, poof, poof, the money is all yours. Lady Jane's, why? It's wicked awesome. You know what else is wicked awesome? Big D Energy. We got the FB crew with the Woodward Abbey rates. I got these guys in stitches over here. Thank goodness we got Sammy Flannel. Oh, for some gravity. Anyways, Big D Energy. We're back.
At Wingsnob, staying humble's not our forte. We just have better wings. We're back at it again with our crispy golden brown fries and our famous boneless wings. Juicy, tender, hormone-free chicken. Your favorite signature sauces with no bone. Just when you thought Wing Snob couldn't get any better. Order online at wingsnob.com today. Wing Snob. We just have better wings.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
What up, though? Welcome back to BEE. Today we're running trains and we meet to meet.
Running trains is slapping meat. Oh, Big Dog's gone. Neil's gone. You want this pontoon? This thing is out of control, and I love it.
We're all over the place.
I love it.
We're bumping into rowboats and everything.
Speaking of slapping,
Yes, sir.
you brought. So I saw something of this, and I saw a picture
Uh-huh.
about the palace. Is this the Malice in the Palace? Is
Yeah.
this the truth? Did I instigate? Did I start a trend?
I was going to say.
With the Fight Night Reloaded on the bad, because there's the baddest of the bad boys, Ben Wallace, and that's Meta World Peace, aka Ron Artest, and they're shaking hands, and maybe might have, like you said.
Imitation's the greatest form of flattery.
Well, you know
Look at
what?
those
But here's the thing, where people come to the time, and the fact that those guys to be able to stand there and stuff like that, and I think that they had more. That's an interesting, because that's deeper, because that's the guys that are playing 5-on-5 in the face. Like when you're in somebody's face for the whole game or whatever it is, that conversation goes longer and longer and longer, not just shift to shift or when you play it out. But again, evolution, and I like it. I would just like to hear the story behind it and see how that sort of evolved. I don't know if Ben Wallace hated Ron Artest to begin with. I think it was like, Ron Artest is that player on the other team, and you know what? I'm gonna stand up for my boys and stuff like this. But it wasn't like Ron Artest didn't.
It wasn't the same as yours.
But it was more in the heat of the fire. But it's always good to see, because, again, when you bring up Malice of the Palace, it's like Fight Night at the Joe. Those are a couple dates that I remember. What do you guys remember? When you see that there, what is the first thing? I thought it was cool, and I was like, oh, I wonder if they've done this before.
Yeah. The first thing that comes to my mind is Steven Jackson. Everybody remembers
throwing bombs.
Yeah, everybody remembers Ron Artest, but Steven Jackson caught that dude in the stands. He got it right on the jaw and put him down. And that's the one thing I remember from that's the first thing I remember when I hear Malice at the Palace.
I love Steve. Listen to Steven Jackson, doing interviews. I love Steven Jackson because Steven Jackson is like consistent with who he is.
Oh yeah.
He's got my boys back. He doesn't know what it is. He knows there's trouble. Like he's like that guy the dog in your crew that has always got your back.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you're gonna always have him, and you're gonna explain it later. But that's sort of the way that I am. It's like, all right, if I see my guy in it, I'm not asking questions, figuring out. I don't care what it is. It's my guy's in it. I got a clean house and whatever else. Yeah, he was up there. When you watch that, it's like. Not his first rodeo.
No.
Oh, yeah. No, for sure. I like Steven Jackson a lot. He always keeps it real. Yeah,
he always keeps it real. I love it.
I feel like in the moment, like Ben Wallace is like the superhero to the city at that point, especially me. I was like a younger kid, and like, I don't know, I was waiting for him to kick some ass. Honestly, I was like, yo, let's go. Like, if I see Ben Wallace beat the shit out of this guy.
Ben and Sheed were ready to rip their heads off. That was scary, man. They were up. Sheed was trying to get in the stands. The ref. Imagine trying to hold back Ben Wallace when he's pissed off like that.
And honestly,
that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing, an angry Ben. Where you could see Gentle Giant, sort of, but then angry, it's like another level. Yeah, no thanks.
And I found out, too, later on in life, actually, from our guy Corey Woods, Ben Wallace's brother was at the game. Chris Wallace, I think his name? Dude, he was actually, like, rumbling, tumbling, too. He got a couple hits in, never got in trouble for it. And that's because I don't understand. Like, we could watch movies from the 80s and they can bring them back and it'd be HD, but we can't get that brawl like with any more clarity than like it is right now. Like when I'm watching it, it's like
they did that little documentary that was directed by Jermaine O'Neal and it had all the Pacers sides. Yeah, it was super biased and didn't like that at all. But I'd love to see a fight. Malice at the Palace Reloaded. Ron Artest sitting down with Ben Wallace. Same thing like D-Mac and Claude. That would be so sweet.
That would be sweet.
Just to hear, right? Everybody talk about it and behind. And we've heard, we all agree. I thought the way Artest handled it until he got perfectly hit by that beer can. Or the beer glass. But the way that it came out and the way that it hit him, you can't be mad at him.
It hit you in the face.
But I'm just saying, like, he was minding his own business. He was trying to mind his own business. But in saying that, without that, do the Pistons win the championship? So the fact that it's a fine line to right, wrong, or whatever, he didn't have to react that way, but it was within his right to react that way.
Yeah.
And I'm not telling a man how to act or not. I mean,
1,000%.
Somebody throws a beer at me, you better believe I'm going after him.
Here's the difference, right? In a like, I've never played in a open court where, like, if I'm sitting on the bench, I could touch the fans. Now, you're behind glass, you're behind this, but I know that if you ever enter into my playing field, you're fair game.
Yeah. There's that video, was it the Bruins? I think?
Yeah, no, that's a different when a guy comes, dude, they were hitting him with the keys, and Mike Milbury, who you see, there's been brawls in the stands and stuff like this, and then Ty Domi, you see the one in Philly where the guy falls in, banging on the glass,
his shoe off and beat him with it.
Crap out of him.
Yeah, I was like, Jesus.
But so the perfect place is not fans are fans and athletes are athletes, but sometimes we see it happen, and I just like to. I want to hear the story from both people, from both perspectives, and here's the one thing. And this got me thinking, and this might be the caveat where you hear it first, right? What I do, I got Grind Time with Darren McCarty, the podcast on hiatus, but it got me thinking, learning from having to sit down with Claude, is that everybody knows the hero story to how it ended out, how it changed, how different things changed. But what about the other side of the story?
Yeah.
How did that mean? Sort of like how defeat how to experience defeat but not be defeated in the end.
Yeah.
Because what did we learn about Claude Lemieux is that things that happened specifically because of what happened to Draper and stuff cost him not only, personally, but professionally, legacy and stuff like that. So I know that in his story being this close to personal, but there's other ones out there, and I like them when they end up in a positive, right, where a lesson has been learned. So I'm digging into that. So that might be something that you see me come out with, because it got me thinking, because that's part of life, and seeing a photo like that, that's also too, part of life.
Would you rather watch Jake Paul box or Ben Wallace
I'd rather
versus
watch
Artest?
Jake Paul wrestle. Let's get that straight on, dude. The kid's good.
Yeah, that's Logan
Kid's
Paul.
good. He came out with his $6 million Pokemon card. Little, they
Flex.
might not want to do that in Monday Night Raw in Detroit. I know a few fellas that might be leaving with it. But no, he is good.
Yeah.
Dude, he did the Three Amigos and
know.
the way
I was
that they
kinda
wrote
mad.
that match, and Petey Williams, who I used to do Wrestling Podcast Perspective, is a producer. Petey Williams, the Canadian Destroyer, the wrestling legend, Impact Wrestling, stuff like this. He produced that match. He was the agent. And I thought it was great because when he did the Three Amigos as a homage to Eddie Guerrero, and the fact that earlier in the match, Miz tried to sort of do it, but then Logan Paul did it better. That's where you suplex a guy, pick him up three times.
I remember
and then
Eddie
you
Guerrero's
kick
one of
your
my
leg.
favorites growing up.
It's an homage to a deceased wrestler. And no, Logan Paul did some unbelievable moves in the ring.
Yeah.
Jumping over, high kicking, and no, he's got it. And his sell at the end and stuff like this. And when Miz turned on him, right, I knew right away how much it's more of a I hate his business, or I hate what he's done to different things, but I don't hate him. Because the minute he does that, your true 10-year-old wrestling mind goes into storyline, and you're like, screw the Miz, and you're like, man, I just had some sympathy for Logan Paul, so it worked.
They got you.
So, but it got. Here's the thing, EZ. The self-awareness, be realistic, how did it get you? Because if it gets you in your natural 10-year-old self, you embrace that. Because you can't get got there unless anymore. But that's, where the true, pure intention sort of is.
Yeah.
So I look forward to that storyline moving forward. because of that.
That's why I say
Logan Paul's boxing, Jake Paul's no. But in the entertainment, entertainer, athletic, look good, just have the look, the gear, awesome.
The reason why I brought it up, though, is like, would that be a celebrity match? Because I see my guy, Alec G, commented it. Artest versus Wallace.
Oh, he bring the money, bro.
Yeah, I'd be there for it. Have you met Wallace before? Have you guys had conversations?
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, awesome. I got his jersey. I got authentic. He's one of my favorite Detroit. Lance Parrish, Ben Wallace. He's my basketball guy.
Did he ask you any questions about your fight and stuff? Like, what did you guys talk about? No. Yeah, I see. He's a quiet guy, honestly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We don't need to do that. We just need to. We just need to make sure that the medicine that the people are getting is the best form. That's where we can concur, you know. And it's awesome when the guy that you loved as a player, you loved his work ethic, and you do that, and then you're doing the same things in the CBD world and stuff like now. So it's all about same mentality, all about the fans, the people, and everything else, how to give back, you know, and to the players they don't go through the tough times with physical health and stuff as we did and sleep. So.
If he were to drink an energy drink to liven him up a bit, which one would it be?
What's that?
If he were to drink an energy drink to liven him up a little bit, what would it be?
Well, it would be Citron. I mean, I was slamming him like it was going out of style last night down at LCA, if you didn't know, because Citron, it's the aspirational beverage brand with a line of flavored sparkling energy drinks, premium bottled water and vitalizer shots, the official energy drink and proud sponsor of the Detroit Pistons, Detroit Red Wings, and served exclusively at Little Caesars Arena. If you're looking for premium ingredients, long-lasting energy, balanced hydration, essential vitamins, and great taste, Citron is your top choice. You can even buy online at citronworld.com with promo code RedWings10 to save 10% with the shipping included. That doesn't get much better than that. Citron is more than just a beverage, it's a lifestyle. Citron doesn't just fit into your lifestyle and enhances it by encouraging you to look good and feel great. So, everybody out there, drink it and live it with Citron, just like Little D. He won't come to live with Citron. That's what the others smoke. But Citron will have you come into live. So, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Lost my chair here. Woodward Sports Network.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risk, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
Citron is the official energy drink of the Red Wings, proud partners of the Detroit Pistons, and exclusively served at Little Caesars Arena. If you're looking for premium ingredients, long-lasting energy, balanced hydration, essential vitamins, and great taste, Citron is your top choice.
Fresh, juicy, hormone-free chicken. Wingsnom has the best traditional wings. Try out signature sauces such as Jamaican jerk or lemon pepper. Wings are tossed to perfection in any sauce you pick. When the wings are this good, you're allowed to be a snob. Order online now, wingsnob.com. Wingsnob. Just have better wings.
That was more
fresh. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to BDE. As you guys caught us earlier, talking about meat to meat, running trains, all of that, but we're back on track. Earlier in the show, I told you guys to talk a little bit about Jared Goff or just some quarterback controversy. If you wanted, I put it on the table there. It's always a hot topic. You guys are arguing in the chat. I guess I just wanted to put it out there. I wanted to ask you guys in the room and anyone listen too, do you lose confidence at all in Brad Holmes if we don't take a quarterback this year, I guess, to replace him at some point?
No. I don't lose confidence in Brad Holmes. I don't think this is like D-Mac said with Blashill. This isn't a decision that needs to be made right now. Mm-hmm. And like I said on Heavyweights yesterday, I don't like taking a quarterback because you need to take a quarterback. I like taking a guy that you love. You love this quarterback, so you're going to take him. Not because you need a quarterback. Obviously, I don't think Jared Goff is the long-term answer, but I don't want them to rush into something. I want them to fall in love with a guy and pick their guy that's going to be here for the long run.
That's what that's what you want. You want them to pick their guy.
Yes.
You want them to be committed to their guy. If it's not their guy, please don't choose him, and I will accept it if I haven't heard of the name of the guy or I didn't have him up because I trust you.
Yes.
I trust the process. Right? A little bit different because they have to make sure they hit. They know, here's the self-awareness of the Lions organization right now, at least with Brad Holmes, no matter what, if you're giving them leeway or not. Do you believe that they're competent to run this team and go into the draft? Yes or no?
Yes.
As of now, yes.
Sam?
Yes.
Okay. So in saying that, right, if this is the guy that's competent, then you have to be accepting of his choices, no matter what they are, no matter whatever, because do you not believe the choices that are made? Here's the last straw. So Darren McCarty believes that the Brad Holmes, Troy Weaver, Steve Eisman choices are all the choices that they have the final say. What I just heard today from Al Avila is that Chris Ilitch has the team if you and Al, like, did you hear you and AJ, if you and AJ feel. So he's not willing to let Al run by himself, but if it's Al and AJ, which is what I always thought it was to begin with, but now I have apparentness. I have apparentness that the GM's coming out going, hey guys, it's what you thought it was, it's the way it is, but it's also what you thought it was, that now I can do it, so maybe more pressure you put on the owner and let him know, because he does hear it, that maybe I can do some things here. So, at the end of the day, do you like what you like? Do you like what it is? And Rake, no. Little D-Mac won't be slapping anybody, because if you put the smoke first, then the Cintron, then he goes crazy. That's what it is. It's all in how you present.
For me, on the golf thing, though, is like, if he's not the guy, I'd rather like, if we're going to have a guy who's not our guy, I'd rather have one that we're not paying $30 million to, because then that money could be allocated elsewhere. I agree that he's great.
But he's their guy this year.
This year, for sure, he's this guy.
Look at my clock. He's your guy till this clock runs out.
And
right?
that's the thing I'm bought into, is the clock. The clock.
Okay, so but here's the thing: you got to run his contract. When's his contract run out? Well, right. So there's no extension
I don't know about that.
to anything else. Nothing's been said. He's their guy till this. They throw a $30 million extension on him, 3 years, $100 million, whatever. Now there's a different conversation to be had. With new information, my opinion could change. Where we're at, lock, stock, right here and there, and they say, this is our guy. Okay, this is our guy. This is my guy too. It's your guy. It's my guy, whatever. Right? He hasn't said how long he's his guy for.
For sure.
I'm saying I can get it that he's your guy and my guy for this contract, which means this year. And then you start looking, what's the cap salary? What are the cap hits? What are the cap hits? What are the cap hits to be able to move on?
Well, that's what I'm saying, because it's
just
more than just
this
GM
year. GM says he's your guy now, and especially because of going into the draft and stuff like this. So you trust the guy who's saying that. But you don't put stock in that he just came out like Bob Quinn and just said, no, he's our guy. If Bob Quinn came out and said this, dude, you might as well, like...
Yeah.
Hey, what is it, Bobby Eber, Shea Patterson, whoever's quarterback in the USFL team? Yeah, you might as well go move over there and get that jersey, because Bob Quinn just told you exactly the way it's going to be for the next 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see, man. And to the golf truthers, people are like, oh, he can get you there. He can get you there. He can do it. No. Guess what? He wasn't paid $30 million. He wasn't taking 13% of your cap space when he went there.
You're $30 million. You're hung up on that because the new number's 40. The new number is 45. Aaron Rodgers just set the new quarterback record. So $30 million is a deal. So you want to have that guy at 30. Yeah, it is.
The deal is your rookie. You're paying
you're going to have to start paying your wide receiver $20-25 million because they just spotted them out of the. So here's the thing. If we're looking at it and talking about it with what's coming down the road, they sure as heck better be. And if I say they're competent, then I believe that they already have.
Yeah, and that's where your clock comes into play. Is like that's I gotta stay true to the clock. You know what I'm saying? After next year, we still have the draft to go through. Maybe they grab that guy. I just don't want to be in this situation where we're trading draft capital to get, I guess, a guy is not a for sure thing. You know what I'm saying? If we're trading up to get a quarterback, it's an unproven commodity, and then we're giving up.
Yeah, but no, again, you can't, dude. If you're gonna trust the clock, and trust the person and thing, you can give your opinion of what you like.
Yeah,
because you're not gonna like that, right? This isn't what you would do, but you know what? Might be the best decision, but you're gonna have to accept it. You can't have it both ways. Pick one or the other. You're in or you're out. Like for now, till the end of the clock.
Yeah. No, I'm in. I'm just saying. These
I'm
are the
just saying
things.
too, but you're in, but you're giving your caveats. No, you're in or you're
Well,
out.
we do a show, so we gotta stir a little stuff up, man. We gotta get the people going. It's what we're doing.
No, not
Gets
when
the
it
people
comes
going.
to
The people
you
going.
You put my clock into your mouth.
Whoa, D-Mac. All right, let's do it. Jesus, man.
That's my clock. I used to share my clock. Or so. Now it's mine. I'm 50. I'm not sharing my clock
Keep
with
my
anybody.
clock
So
out
if you
of-
want to play, no matter who you are, that wants to involve my clock in the Lions process.
Big old clock.
It's a Big D energy clock. All right?
Granddaddy
That's what it
Tower
is. Anyways.
This Biddy Andrews.
Anyways, that was
We'll
that.
see-
So what do we got? What do we do today?
We'll see you
Running
guys tomorrow.
train,
Big
slapping
D
me,
energy.
and you're abusing my clock.